Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unpack the secrets hidden within corporate filings. And let me tell you, today's report is a real page turner for Office Properties Income Trust as they navigate some pretty choppy waters. Before we dive in, if you are all about getting the real story behind the numbers and not just the corporate spin, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and hey, dive into our Discord community linked down below for more real-time discussions and insights. So, what is new with Office Properties Income Trust, or OPI as they're commonly known? Well, they've filed a Form 8K, which is basically a report for significant events that shareholders should know about. This one, filed on the 19th of February 2026, is all about updates related to their ongoing financial restructuring and bankruptcy case. Remember how back in October 2025, OPI and some of its subsidiaries started voluntary bankruptcy cases under Chapter 11? That is basically a process where a company tries to reorganize its debts and operations while still running the business, often with the goal of avoiding a full liquidation. This filing is giving us some crucial details on how that reorganization is progressing. The big news here is that they've submitted their analyses and projections. These documents, filed with the court, are essentially the nitty-gritty details of their plan to get out of bankruptcy. Think of it as a roadmap showing what they aim to achieve financially over the next few years, even outlining what might happen if they had to liquidate everything. Now, it is super important to note what the company itself says about these projections. They explicitly state that these numbers haven't been checked by independent accountants. So they're not making any promises about their accuracy, and they're warning that the actual results could be very different. They're providing this information mainly to help people who get to vote on the reorganization plan make a well-informed decision. It is not meant to predict exactly what the company's stock will be worth. This next part is a pretty stark warning. The proposed plan, if it gets confirmed, means that the company's current common shares will be completely wiped out. That means anyone holding OPI stock right now, if this plan goes through, will not get anything back for it. So any money invested in their shares could be lost entirely. This is why they urge extreme caution to anyone thinking about buying or holding onto their common shares right now. It is a clear signal that the existing equity is likely to be worthless if the restructuring plan is approved. And just like most corporate filings these days, they include a cautionary note concerning forward-looking statements. This is the standard language businesses use to say that while they might be talking about future plans and expectations, there is no guarantee these things will actually happen. They're basically saying, hey, we're giving you our best guess, but a lot could go wrong, and actual results might be wildly different. They list out a bunch of risks, like whether they can actually get their reorganization plan approved by the court and by the people they owe money to. They're also worried about how long this whole bankruptcy process might drag on, how it will affect their relationships with clients, lenders, and suppliers, and whether they'll have enough cash to keep things running. They even mentioned that their past financial performance might not be a good indicator of what will happen in the future because of these bankruptcy proceedings. And finally, the report is signed off by Brian E. Donnelly, their Chief Financial Officer and Treasurer, dated the 20th of February 2026. This is the official stamp on the filing confirming the information they've provided. Now let's talk about what this all actually means. Office Properties Income Trust is in a tough spot, and this filing confirms that the core issue is their bankruptcy and restructuring. The fact that they're presenting analyses that show current shareholders might get nothing is a massive red flag. This isn't just a minor hiccup, it is a potential complete reset for their equity holders. The strategy here from the company's perspective is to use the Chapter 11 process to shed debt and debts that are unmanageable, restructure their operations, and hopefully emerge as a more stable entity. However, the immediate consequence for investors is the very real possibility of losing their entire investment. The projected financials they've filed are essentially a best case scenario for recovery and reorganization, but even then they're warning that these are not guarantees. The biggest risk for OPI right now is the confirmation of their plan. If it is rejected or if the court doesn't approve it, they could be forced into liquidation, which is precisely the scenario they've outlined where shareholders get nothing. The opportunity, if they pull off this restructuring successfully, is that the company could survive and potentially operate profitably in the future, albeit with a very different capital structure. However, for current shareholders, the immediate outlook is exceptionally grim. Looking at this filing, it paints a picture of a company in deep financial distress, but one that is actively trying to find a path forward through the bankruptcy process. The caution they're urging about their common shares is not just boilerplate legal language, it is a direct warning about the potential for total loss. Alright, that is our breakdown of Office Properties Income Trust's latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments if this analysis was valuable. Hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.